Okay, so today we're gonna be removing this window right here. Small little window. The scaffold's already up. That window down there, I always make sure that everything's masked off on the bottom. So we remove the screen from that window, just in case any of the stucco or cement falls, it doesn't scrape off the screen and it won't rip. We're gonna go ahead and use this little Makita chipping gun, and we're gonna go ahead and chip it out about 6 inches all the way around. We're gonna just try to remove this stucco as best as we can without damaging the paper. So that's gonna be our next step. Now, before you do this, if you do this at home, go inside. This is a bathroom, but this would be just your average, window in a room. Make sure there's nothing hanging around it, just so just in case the vibration of the wall won't drop anything that's hung, and you do not want to break anything that's inside. So I always make sure to go inside, make sure that nothing's hanging on that wall, and then just go ahead and do your work. This right here, this one we're not going to mask because we're taking this one out and putting in a new one. So we're not masking this one. This one obviously we are, because it's staying there. So we're gonna go ahead and chip it out. Okay, so everything's pretty much chipped out already. Now step 2, and notice that we try to keep the paper intact. I mean, you could only try. We try our best, but we are human and stuff's gonna happen. We're gonna rip paper like on this side right here, but nothing we can't patch. Now we grab a tool like this, and every staple you see needs to come out. So, got that. That nail or staple needs to come off. Once you're done, you grab this end and pull it this way. See that? So now you can work a lot better, and then so on and so forth around the entire window. Let me go ahead and do that, and so you can see how it is. All right, so we're going to be using the same wire. So how we did was pulled it this way, removed all the cement that was still stuck on the mesh, on the wire, and we're ready to pull it out. Before I do that, and as you can see at the bottom is very oh man, you see these creases right here? Not the creases, but the rips. You kind of have to chase it down. You have to chase it down until it stops, which it stops right there, and I had to chase it down here, and it stops right there. That way you can put your paper, you can tuck it in right there, and when the water hits the wall, it just continues down. And that's pretty much how it's supposed to be. Now this house is probably built back in the 70s. I don't know. There's a lot of people that say, oh, back in the day, they used to build the houses better. Maybe, but there was also things like this right here. I don't know if you guys could tell. But you see this side right here? This paper is tucked in. This paper here, oh, not even. Damn, just barely. That's so weird. But this paper, you see how it's folded in? This paper had to be tucked in behind this, and this on top of that one, so water could keep on dripping down. Now you still have this right here, right? But you see all those holes? There's too much water coming in that eventually it's going to go through those holes right here. So this little protection, this would have protected a lot more. What we're going to do is we're probably going to remove this window, from what the owner told me, that this 2x4 is busted already. So we're going to go ahead and replace this. And before we do that, let me go ahead and cut this out. By the way, this wire, got to cut it at 44 so we could open this up. We're going to go ahead and patch it all 4 corners. Make sure there's no cracks once we put the scratch and brown. So what I usually do is I'll probably cut about maybe 2 inches all the way around. That way we could go ahead and pull the window. So we're gonna go ahead and do this. Okay, at least the paper, this one's fine. We'll just cut this one flush to it if you want. Okay, and that way you see this, Now we got the 2x4 right there. So then we're gonna remove all these nails that are around the window, and I'm gonna show you how it looks right now. Okay, so now we removed everything, cut the paper, cut the moist off, and now all we gotta do is just take these nails off and pull the window out. Now this one, there's no drywall inside, correct? But if there were to be drywall, go inside. The drywall would usually be right here, and cut this edge right here. Usually what they do is this drywall, we put the window and they caulk it right here. Make sure to cut the caulking so when you remove the window, it doesn't peel off either the texture or paint. And all you got to do is just caulk this section again, and then you're good. So that's if you have drywall. Now coming back to this right here, you see how it see the damage it left on the wood right here on both sides. Now it could be the window is probably busted, it wasn't lathed correctly. Obviously this right here should have never happened, but it did. That's why we're here to fix it. But yeah, we're taking this piece of 2x4 out. It's already rotting. So most of the times it's not the material that doesn't work, it's just, you know, the way. I'm gonna include myself because I also do this, but it's the way we misuse it, or we don't apply it the right way. So next stop would be to remove the window. Alrighty, so just remove the window. It's right here, and like I said, this one's busted, so we're gonna go ahead and change this one. What was I gonna tell you? Oh yeah, so I used the chipping gun and scraped off just a little bit around as well. That way when we put the stucco, it blends in a little bit better. I've talked about this, you know, in some other videos that I have. What else was I gonna tell you? Try to clean the edges, the insides. Try to clean them as much as you can. That way our paper could go in all the way to the next stud. So you got line wire right here, somewhere in there, right here, line wire. It's gonna take that paper, the new paper, from one stud all the way to the next one, which is 16 inches on this side, right? So that's how we're gonna get our overlap right here. Try to remove everything around the frame, like stuff like this, maybe this right here. Try to clean everything off, so when we put the new window, there's nothing there that nothing there that's gonna, you know, kind of push it back, and then you're gonna have to wiggle and mess with the window a lot. So might as well just do it right now. But we're gonna go ahead and take care of this 2x4 and then start installing the window right now. All right, so it's already been framed. Now what I like to do is I like to put the paper first. So I put the paper on the bottom first, and then make my way up to here, and then I go ahead and put the flashing, the bitch thing, or whatever you want to call it, 40 flash, bitch thing, we call it bitch thing. And go ahead and put it on the bottom first, and then on the sides. But here's the thing though, we're gonna put it behind the old paper first. See, we're gonna go ahead and put it back here, tuck it in behind this paper, and squeeze it in as much as we can over here for those 16 inches from stud to stud. That way we could have a lot more overlap than if we just put it on top of this right here, because we don't know if this paper is ripped here or not. I mean, you could trust caulking, but I trust the paper to actually go all the way over here instead of putting a bead of caulking right here. But that's just me. So we're gonna go ahead and start on the bottom, and I'm gonna show you how this paper goes in, you know, maybe at least another 8 inches, give or take. I don't know, but we'll see right now. All right, so real quick, so we got this paper right here, we got these ribs, right? We're gonna push it down right in front of it. The paper's gonna go all the way down there. See, that's where it stops. So we already got rid of all these little ribs by taking the paper in as much as we can. Since there's a 2x4 right here that runs down, it's gonna be very tight right here. The 2x4 and the cement, they're very tight, so we're not gonna be able to squeeze paper into here. But the places that we can, go ahead and do them. This one right here is going to stop right here, but it's perfectly fine because there's no rip. This is overlap, yes, but there's no rip, so you're fine right here. So like I said, we're going to go ahead and do the bottom first, and then we're going to tuck it in. We're going to get this paper, tuck it in through here as much as we can, and then get another paper and tuck it in behind this one, all the way down as much as we can. See that? I could get my whole hand in there, except where the fire block is at. Right there, we're gonna have a little bit of trouble just squeezing the paper in right here, but it's fine because we're gonna go ahead and squeeze it in on this side right here. So it's gonna be well protected. So that's what we're gonna do right now. Okay, so the bottom is done already. See how many pieces of paper I put? There's a couple of them. Don't be a hero and just put paper from here to there, cut it, and then just kind of cut the edges. It's better off to get a little bit of pieces and put them in as far as in as you can. So I put this one already, and like I said, this paper is going to go behind this one as far as possible, right? So we're going to grab this one. I'm going to tuck it. Sorry about the camera, but you see like this right here, the old paper needs to be in front, right? So it's hard with that. Hold on a second. There you go. So it's behind the old paper. Yes, it's ripped. Yes, it's all beat up. But since it's behind it, we can squeeze it in, push it as far in as we possibly can. So like I said, you don't even need caulking. You don't need caulking over here. All you need is a better overlap. A better overlap would always be caulking any day. So that's pretty much what you need, just a better overlap. If you still want to go ahead and put caulking, that's perfectly fine. You can put caulking back here if you want. But you see, you can't even see the end of the paper. Okay? So once you do that, you staple it here, and cut from here to here, down here. So we're gonna continue to do this and do that side real quick. Okay, so the paper's in already. Everything's tucked in as much as we can down here. Everything is tucked in behind this paper as far in as we can. Okay, all the way. Again, you don't need caulking because we already got that paper in. If for whatever reason you don't feel comfortable, then go ahead and put a bead of caulking back here. You should be fine. What was I gonna tell you? So this as well. Now, as you can see, I left a little gap right here. I cut it just before this 2x4 right here. So we're gonna go ahead and get this 40 flash. We're gonna get this 40 flash. We're gonna put it right here from the wood down here. So all this right here is gonna be 40 flash here and up there without messing with this right here. So we're gonna push this back and put 40 flash all the way around. Okay, once we do that, once we put 40 flash in the bottom and both sides, notice that there's no paper up here. Okay, there's nothing here. We're gonna put the 40 flash and then we're gonna put caulking all the way around. Just dab it with caulking all the way around, and we're gonna put caulking on top of the header like this on top of wood. And we're gonna go ahead and nail or screw the new door, the new window in, which is right here. So that's our next step. Okay, so we went ahead and installed the 40 flash. I know I told you guys that the old paper was gonna be on top of this, but I thought about it. It's been a while since I've done this, and I was like, you know what? It has to be better if the 40 flash is on top of the old paper. So that's pretty much what we did. So we know that there's paper behind all this 40 flash. That paper behind it is just for extra protection, right? So before the window, we put caulking all the way around. It should look like this. 40 flash in the bottom. This goes all the way to here, the 40 flash does. This overlaps on top of the one in the bottom. You see how much it overlaps? And it goes all the way over there and up to here, right? So now we're gonna go ahead and put this window, and put the window right here. And we have self-tapper screws, screw everything, and then, well, you'll see right now. All right, so the window's already set. It's got the screws right here, but I put some extra caulking all the way around, okay? All the way around. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get a little bit of piece of black paper. We're just gonna go ahead and smear it. This caulking is polyurethane, so this will mess up your day. So this is what we're gonna do. Go ahead and seal everything. Make sure that all of this is sealed. And this is some nasty stuff, so be careful. Okay. So be careful with this stuff right here, because it will get everywhere. Alright. So, well, it's on my phone now. See how it's sealed? Now, right now it's still fresh. So it's better to put, we're gonna go ahead and put another piece of paper on top of this right here. So we're gonna squeeze it in as far as we can inside, and we're gonna just put it against the caulking. That way, since it's fresh, it can hold on to the paper a lot better than just to put paper all the way around and caulk it over on top of it. I don't think, well, I mean, to each their own, but I just believe that this is a better method. Since it's still wet, it will hold on to the paper more than to have the paper there and then just caulk over it. But that's just me. So that's our next step. Paper first, all the way to the top, and then we're gonna go ahead and put the 40 flash. Here's a little piece. So we're gonna paper from here to there, all the way to the bottom, and then we're gonna put 40 flash on top of the flange. So that's our next step. Alrighty, so there's that paper. Like I said, it's tucked in and front as much as we can. See that caulking right there? It's still fresh. So you see how it's pushing out? So you got the caulking and you got the paper. This thing's pretty much bulletproof. Behind it you have the moist stop or the 40 flash, and behind that you got paper. So water should not go in through there at all. This is gonna always be exposed. Okay, so the water is going to be running this way, through here, through this membrane, and through the existing paper. This right here, we put the membrane, we put this paper underneath, through here, put the membrane on top, and now we're going to go ahead and cover all this right here with paper. The paper does not go on top of this. The paper goes underneath this right here, all right? Common sense, water runs through here, we need paper under here so the water could keep dripping this way and that way. So that's our next step. Alrighty, so that's that. Put this paper, tucked it in as much as I could, grabbed the existing paper, brought it down, and tacked it down. So now what we're gonna do is, as you can see, this is the as far as the waterproofing goes, or not. Oh yeah. Okay, so I'm done at the top. Put the paper. I pushed it in as far in as I possibly could. Grabbed the existing paper, brought it down. So now it's overlap, right? So now what I'm gonna do is, oh, by the way, the 40 flash, this is the only place that it should be exposed. Not around, but just the bottom part. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put tape on the these corners right here, these edges, and I'm gonna bring this wire in. The reason when I'm gonna put tape is I do not want to damage these right here, the flanges. I don't want to damage the frame, so I'm going to go ahead and put tape, and then I'm going to bring all the wire back in, put nails all the way around, and go ahead and take care of these corners right here, because obviously this is, if you just leave it like this, there is going to be a crack right there. So I'm going to go ahead and put wire on all four corners, and that's pretty much it for the lathing part. Alright, so this is it. Put all these the wire back, nails all the way around, all the corners. Have that extra wire right there because we did cut the 45. So it's all well taken care of now. And now on to lunch, and then do the scratch brown and color code. So that's what's next. Yeah, so I got my cement already. It's already been messed off. I put a little bit of water right here, so the new cement and the old one could bond a little bit better. So if you wet the cement, it just, it bonds a little bit better. So that's pretty much what I did right now, and I'm gonna go ahead and do the scratch and brown real quick. Okay guys, so this is pretty much it. This is the color coat all the way around. Just gotta let it dry and then have these guys painted, and that's about it for me. So this is pretty much how we install a window. Any questions, write them down at the comment section, but we're out. Still got to remove the scaffolding. For those of you that kind of wonder how it feels to be up here, it shakes, but it's safe. So all right guys, well, thanks for watching.